Imagine a normal day where everything seems calm. Suddenly, something extraordinary happens. People disappear without explanation, cars go out of control in the streets, and even planes fall from the sky. Despair spreads quickly, and the world descends into chaos. For many, this will be a terrifying and incomprehensible event. However, for those who have been attentive to the signs, this situation will not be a surprise. The rapture is not just a distant idea or a conspiracy theory. It is a reality that was prophesied millennia ago. The chosen ones, those who have maintained their faith and followed the divine purpose, are already aware of what is to come. They know that the rapture is a moment of transformation, a call for those who are ready. But what about you? Are you prepared for what will happen when that day arrives? It is essential to reflect on this, as spiritual preparation is crucial. Today, we will explore the strange events that will occur during the rapture and the signs that indicate this moment is closer than ever. We will talk about how the world can change in an instant and how we must be alert and ready for what is to come. It is an invitation for you to join us on this journey of discovery and reflection. Together, let's understand the signs that surround us and how we can prepare for this significant moment. Before we continue, I ask that you follow our channel. By subscribing, you join a community of people seeking to understand and prepare for the times ahead. Together, we can share knowledge and strengthen our faith. So don't waste any time. Click to follow and come with us on this journey of faith and hope. When the rapture happens, the world we know will change drastically and suddenly. Imagine a normal day, where you are going to work or taking care of your daily tasks. Suddenly, people around you disappear. Bus drivers, airplane pilots, doctors in hospitals, and even friends and family simply vanish. This scene, which seems straight out of a science fiction movie, will become the new reality. The absence of the chosen ones will create unprecedented chaos. The streets will be deserted, with out-of-control vehicles. Imagine a bus full of passengers, where the driver disappears. The bus will continue on its path uncontrollably, causing accidents and injuries. On the roads, cars will collide with each other, as many drivers will no longer be at the wheel. Panic will spread quickly, and people will run in search of answers, but there will be no one to explain what happened. In hospitals, the situation will be equally alarming. Doctors and nurses, who dedicate their lives to caring for others, will disappear. The emergency rooms will be empty, and patients in need of medical attention will be left without help. Imagine the anguish of being in a hospital bed, waiting for a doctor who will never arrive. People who depend on urgent medical care will face a struggle for survival in a system that is already on the brink of collapse. In the skies, the situation will be even more dramatic. Airplanes in mid-flight, with pilots who have vanished, will fall from the sky. News of plane crashes will spread quickly, and fear will take hold of the population. People will look to the sky, seeking answers. But the truth is that many will not understand what really happened. For those who know the prophecies, the reality will be clear. But for most, it will be a terrifying mystery. Governments and world leaders will be lost. They will try to find explanations for what is happening. But the truth is that they will have no answers. Some may claim it is a natural phenomenon, like an earthquake or a storm, while others may suggest it was a terrorist attack. However, these explanations will not make sense to those who know the Word of God. For the chosen ones, the prophecy has been fulfilled, and they will understand that the rapture is a sign of the end times. The collapse of the system will be quick and devastating. Communications will fail, and people will be isolated. Social media, which is usually a source of information, will become a chaos of misinformation. People will share theories and rumors, but the truth will be hard to find. Fear and uncertainty will dominate conversations, and many will feel lost and alone. In this scenario of despair, many will seek answers in the wrong places. Some may turn to charismatic leaders who promise easy solutions, while others may engage in self-destructive behaviors. The lack of hope will lead many to question their faith and wonder if there is really a greater purpose in all this. It is important to remember that, even amid the chaos, those who remain steadfast in their faith will find comfort. They will know that the rapture is a call for a new beginning, an opportunity to reunite with God. For the chosen ones, this moment will not be one of despair, but of hope. They will understand that, although the world is collapsing, God's promise remains firm. Spiritual preparation will be essential. Those who have dedicated themselves to strengthening their faith and living according to God's teachings will be ready to face the challenges to come. They will know that, even in difficult times, God is with them, guiding and protecting them. The Bible teaches us that before the coming of the Lord, there will be visible signs in the sky, the moon, and the stars. These signs are not just metaphors. They are real alerts that something grand is about to happen. In recent years, we have witnessed phenomena that make us reflect on the proximity of this moment. One of the most notable signs is the reddened skies. Many people have noticed that, in various parts of the world, the sky takes on an intense red hue, especially at dawn or dusk. This phenomenon is not just an aesthetic matter. It can be interpreted as a warning that significant changes are underway. For many, this change in the color of the sky is a reminder that we must be attentive and prepared for what is to come. In addition to the changes in the color of the sky, natural disasters have become more frequent and intense. Earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, and wildfires are becoming common events. These disasters are not just statistics in the news. They affect lives, homes, and entire communities. The intensity and frequency of these events are a clear sign that nature is reacting in an alarming way. Those with a spiritual vision understand that these disasters are a call for humanity to turn to God and seek His protection. Another intriguing phenomenon is the appearance of unknown objects in the skies. Many people have reported sightings of lights and shapes that cannot be explained. Scientists and authorities have struggled to understand these phenomena, but often remain confused. For those who believe in prophecies, these appearances can be seen as signs that the world is preparing for a new reality. The uncertainty surrounding these events provokes fear and curiosity, but also serves as a reminder that we are not alone in this universe. These signs are not just to be observed, they must be interpreted. Those who are spiritually sensitive perceive that time is running out. They understand that these phenomena are invitations for a deeper reflection on life and faith. It is a moment to ask ourselves, are we living according to God's teachings? Are we ready for what is to come? The Bible teaches us that we must be vigilant and prepared. The signs in the heavens and on earth are reminders that life is fleeting and that we must focus on what truly matters. Amid all the confusion and uncertainty, it is essential to maintain faith and seek a deeper connection with God. Prayer and meditation can help us find peace in times of turmoil. Furthermore, it is important to share these reflections with others. Talking about the signs we are seeing and what they may mean can help awaken spiritual awareness in many people. Often, people are so busy with their daily routines that they do not notice the signs around them. By sharing our experiences and interpretations, we can help create a more conscious and prepared community. The signs in the heavens and on earth also remind us of the fragility of life. Nature is powerful and often unpredictable. This teaches us to value each moment and to be grateful for the blessings we have. Instead of being carried away by fear, we should find hope and strength in our faith. As we continue to observe the signs around us, It is vital that we keep our hearts and minds open. What we are seeing is not just a coincidence. It is a call to prepare for what is to come. We must be ready to act, to unite in faith, and to seek the truth amid the confusion. These signs are an opportunity to reflect on our lives and what we truly value. They remind us that, regardless of what happens, our faith and our connection with God are what will sustain us. Therefore, let us remain vigilant and prepared, for the signs in the heavens and on earth are a reminder that something extraordinary is about to occur. In Matthew 24:12, we find a clear warning. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of many will grow cold. This biblical passage resonates deeply in our days, where the degradation of society seems to be accelerating. We observe a growing inversion of values, where what was once considered right is now often questioned or ignored. This change is not just a matter of opinion. It is a reflection of a society that is increasingly distancing itself from divine principles. Indifference to the suffering of others is one of the most concerning signs of this reality. In a world where news of tragedies and injustices is constant, many have become insensitive. People see images of disasters, wars, and misery, but often react with apathy. This lack of empathy is a clear sign that love is growing cold. The relentless pursuit of pleasure and money has become the priority for many, overshadowing the compassion and solidarity that should be fundamental in our lives. Betrayals and crimes are becoming common, and trust among people is deteriorating. Relationships that were once based on honesty and respect are now often marked by disloyalty. This is reflected not only in personal relationships, but also in institutions. Corruption and lack of ethics in various sectors of society show that morality is in decline. People are increasingly willing to put their personal interests above the collective well-being. The persecution of those who maintain their faith and principles has also intensified. Those who dare to defend Christian values often face criticism and hostility. Society seems to be becoming increasingly intolerant of those who do not conform to the prevailing culture. This persecution is not only physical, but also emotional and spiritual. Many Christians, once firm in their faith, are straying to follow deceptive ideologies that promise immediate satisfaction, but in reality, lead away from the true purpose of life. Superficial spirituality has become a common reality. Many people seek emotional experiences instead of a deep relationship with God. They engage in practices that seem spiritual, but lack biblical foundation. This search for something to fill the inner void, without a true connection to the Creator, leads to a cycle of frustration and disillusionment. True faith requires commitment and sacrifice, but many prefer the easier path, which does not demand significant changes in their lives. These signs of moral and spiritual degradation were already foretold in the Scriptures as part of what precedes the return of Christ. The Bible warns us about the difficult times to come, and it is essential that we remain attentive to these warnings. The multiplication of wickedness is not just an observation, it is a call to action. We need to ask ourselves, how are we living our lives? Are we allowing the coldness of hearts to affect us? Or are we striving to maintain love and compassion in our relationships? The answer to this question is crucial. Those who wish to remain steadfast in their faith must seek a deeper relationship with God. This involves prayer, studying the Word, and practicing acts of kindness and compassion. We need to be light in the midst of darkness, showing the world that true love still exists and that it is possible to live according to God's principles, even in difficult times. It is also important that we unite as a community. Mutual support among brothers in faith is essential to face the challenges that arise. Together, we can encourage one another to remain steadfast and not yield to the pressure of society. Christian brotherhood is a source of strength and hope, and we must value it. The book of Daniel warns us that, in the last days, human knowledge will multiply in an impressive way. Today, we are living this reality. Technology is advancing at a rapid pace, and artificial intelligence, AI, is becoming an integral part of our lives. While these advancements may bring benefits, they also raise serious concerns about control and privacy. Surveillance systems are spreading across the globe. Security cameras equipped with facial recognition are being installed in cities, streets, and even in commercial establishments. This technology allows authorities to identify individuals in real time, but it also raises questions about privacy and personal freedom. The feeling of being constantly watched can create an environment of fear and conformity, where people hesitate to express their opinions or act contrary to what is considered acceptable. In Matthew 24:6-7, Jesus warns us about the times that precede his return. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. These words resonate with alarming clarity in our days, where global conflicts are intensifying. Wars between countries and tensions among great powers are becoming increasingly common, and the sense of insecurity permeates the world. Currently, we see nations rising against one another, disputing territories and resources. Conflicts that once seemed distant are now closer than ever. The war in Ukraine, for example, has highlighted the fragility of peace in Europe and the consequences of a military invasion. In other parts of the world, tensions between powers like the United States and China are growing, with trade and military disputes that could easily escalate into something more serious. These conflicts are not just political issues. They affect the lives of millions of people. Families are separated, communities are destroyed, and daily life is interrupted. War brings suffering and pain, and many wonder if there will be an end to this violence. The biblical answer is clear. These conflicts are signs that we are approaching difficult times. Moreover, the pursuit of an artificial peace is a concerning phenomenon. Amid the chaos, world leaders often promise quick and pacifying solutions. However, this peace is often superficial and based on temporary agreements that do not address the underlying causes of the conflicts. This situation can create an environment conducive to the rise of a charismatic leader who promises to unite the nations under false promises. This leader may seem to have the answer to the world's problems, but in reality, may be paving the way for the manifestation of the Antichrist. Those who study the scriptures recognize that this illusory peace is a sign that the end times are approaching. The Bible warns us about the coming of a leader who will deceive many, promising security and stability in a chaotic world. It is essential that we remain alert and discerning the signs around us. We cannot be swayed by empty promises that have no foundation in the truth of God. The current situation invites us to reflect on what true peace really means. True peace is not the absence of conflict, but rather the presence of God in our lives. It is a state of harmony that comes from a relationship with the Creator. In times of uncertainty, we must seek this inner peace, which strengthens us and gives us hope, even when the world around us seems to be crumbling. As Christians, we have the responsibility to pray for peace and for the wisdom of leaders. We must intercede for them to seek just and lasting solutions, rather than being swayed by personal or political interests. Prayer is a powerful tool that can bring about significant changes, and we should use it to cry out for a more peaceful world. Furthermore, it is important that we prepare ourselves spiritually. Conflicts and rumors of war are reminders that we must be ready to face challenges. Faith in God gives us the strength needed to weather the storms of life. We must unite as a community, supporting one another in prayer and encouragement, so that we can remain steadfast in our faith. regardless of the circumstances. The signs of wars and conflicts are a call for us to turn to God and seek His guidance. We must be attentive and prepared, knowing that, regardless of what happens, our faith and trust in God will sustain us. True peace comes from a deep relationship with Him, and that is what we should seek in times of uncertainty. Furthermore, biometric identification, which uses unique physical characteristics such as fingerprints and iris recognition, is becoming common in many services. While this technology may enhance security, it can also be used to track and control the population. The digitization of money, with the use of digital currencies and electronic payments, is another tool that can facilitate governmental control. In a system where all transactions are monitored, financial freedom can be severely restricted. The chosen ones, those who maintain their faith and vigilance, realize that this technological revolution, if misused, can pave the way for a totalitarian government. A regime that demands absolute loyalty and uses technology to monitor and control every aspect of people's lives. History shows us that, in times of crisis, governments may resort to extreme measures to maintain control, and technology can be a powerful ally in this process. It is essential that we are aware of these changes and seek a balance between the benefits of technology and the protection of our freedoms. Excessive surveillance and social control can lead to a state of oppression, where individuality and freedom of expression are sacrificed in the name of security. As Christians, we must pray and seek God's wisdom to navigate these challenging times. We need to be alert and prepared, discerning what is right and just amid a rapidly changing world. Technology can be a powerful tool for good, but it can also be used for evil. Therefore, it is our duty to remain vigilant and defend the freedom and dignity of every human being. It is worth remembering that the chosen ones have always faced persecution throughout history. Since biblical times, those who follow the true path of God have been targets of ridicule and exclusion. This reality is not new. It is a constant for those who dedicate themselves to living according to divine principles. As we approach the rapture, the intensity of this persecution tends to increase. Intolerance towards the Christian faith and the values it represents grows every day. The world often rejects those who refuse to conform to moral and ethical standards that stray from the truth of God. This pressure can manifest in various forms, from criticism and mockery to discrimination and violence. The chosen ones, however, are called to remain steadfast in their faith. They understand that the true reward is not in the current circumstances, but in the kingdom of God that awaits them. This hope is what sustains them in times of adversity. Faith becomes a source of strength, enabling them to face opposition with courage and determination. It is essential for the faithful to unite and support one another. The Christian community plays a vital role in encouraging those who are being persecuted. Together, they can find comfort and strength in the Scriptures and in prayer. Perseverance amid persecution not only strengthens individual faith, but also serves as a powerful testimony to the world. The message is clear. Even in the face of adversity, the chosen ones must maintain their faith and trust in God, knowing that He is with them every step of the way. If you have felt that something is different in the world, that you do not fit into this system, and that there is a calling for something greater, perhaps you are one of the chosen ones. This feeling of discomfort regarding what is happening around you is a sign that you are being called for a divine purpose. The chosen ones are those who do not conform to the corruption and moral decay that permeate society. They have a deep desire to live according to God's principles and to make a difference in this world. These people feel that their lives have a greater meaning. They recognize that they were created for a specific purpose. and that their spiritual journey is fundamental. The chosen ones are those who remain steadfast in faith. Even when facing challenges and persecutions, they are certain that when the rapture happens, they will be taken to be with the Lord. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. God is with you, guiding and strengthening you every step of the way. As you prepare, you not only become one of the chosen, but also an instrument in God's hands to impact the world around you. This is the time to act, to rise up, and to live fully for the purpose He has for you. In short, the rapture is not a theory or speculation. It is a biblical promise. Those who ignore the signs will continue living as if nothing is happening. But the chosen ones feel in their spirit that we are living in the last days. There is no more time for indecision. You need to make your choice now, to continue living for this fleeting world, or to prepare for the kingdom that will never end. Do not ignore this call. Share this truth, strengthen your faith, and be ready. For at any moment, the rapture may happen. May God bless you and keep you. 8.